Hi, everyone. I'm sorry for all the technical difficulties. Hopefully, everyone was able to find the new link in the description from the old video. But we're here live from Dublin. Good morning, all of our amazing boulders. We're 2 weeks out and we're so excited. We can't wait to meet and see you all in 2 weeks. I can't wait. I'm Becky. I'm the program manager for Bold Immersion, and I'm here with a couple of my colleagues. So I have Caroline here, who is a project manager on the Bold project team. And then we have a special guest, Gina, who is a recruiting partner on the university programs team, who can share more about the recruitment process. And then, of course, our star of the show, Teddy, who is joining us because who doesn't want puppies in the morning? I know I do. I also bought him that shirt this morning, and I'm very proud, but it's very big and he's swimming in it. So anyways, what we're going to do today, so we're going to we're going to go through the agenda of the program, what you can expect. I know we've gotten lots of questions on the details of the program, the recruitment process. We'll go through that, and then we'll have a quick FAQ session. And answer any questions. So put your live questions in the description, or just submit the questions on YouTube, and I'll follow along as best I can and try to answer any ones that we don't answer in the FAQs. Also, we have a brand new bright, shiny website that also has the agenda and the team and FAQs. So we'll send out the website to all of you after our live broadcast, and we'll send this video too in case you missed anything. So if you miss anything right now, don't worry about it. We'll follow up with an email on additional information, okay? So to kick off, I'm going to send it over to Caroline. Oh, one more thing too. So the theme of Bold Immersion this year is Build You. And because it's our new brand at our student outreach events, and we really believe that in building you through this program and investing in you and your best professional self, you can really build for everyone. And so we're going to do our best to help develop and train you and teach you new things, hopefully, and that way you can give back to the community and to others from your knowledge. So with that, now we'll see how you can build yourself through our program.
Absolutely. Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Caroline. As Becky said, we are very much looking forward to having you in Dublin. And we have put up a very, very fun and intense agenda for you for those 3 days in July. So what we wanted to do is to give you a little bit of a taste of what you're going to be doing in Dublin. As Becky just mentioned there, you will have access to a shiny website after this session, when you can check out all the sessions that you will be doing and check out the teams and so on. But let's dig into it. And I want to talk to you about day 1, day 2, and day 3 of the program. So really the purpose of the program for us, and our goal at the end of those 3 days, is to leave you inspired with a bit more knowledge around Google's culture and the way we operate as a company, and also give you a bit of an advantage when it comes to interviewing and the recruitment process, because you will have a lot of useful information around what are the attributes that we look at when we look for our next generation of Googlers, as well as a good insight on the recruitment process. So day 1 will be articulated around a company day. So basically what we will be doing is give you some overview around all the roles that are within Google. So there's going to be representatives of each team coming to talk to you about what they do, their day-to-day, the tools they're using, and so on. We also going to have an office tour organized for you, as well as some digital advertising workshops. So we wanted to tailor it around your strengths and, more importantly, the area of your expertise and interest. So we're going to break you into groups, and there's going to be a workshop around AdWords for people more interested in GMS sales and marketing. And there's also going to be a workshop for people more into cloud with our cloud teams. At the end of the day, there will be an internal mobility session where you will get the chance to learn about all the moving around that are happening within Google. There's a lot of fantastic Googlers that have worked in different teams, and they will be telling you about their experiences and what could be your path potentially at the end of down the line during your career at Google. Day 2, the theme of the day is going to be around the recruitment process and interviewing. So it's going to be an intense, very productive day. There's going to be... But fun, absolutely. There's going to be an interviewing workshop, a problem-solving workshop, some business shadow session, which are... really, really like a winner each year. People love it. You're going to have the chance to follow someone from the business to know what they do on a day-to-day. So very practical. And there's mock interviews as well at the end of the day, where Googlers, volunteers, decided to join the adventure and do a mock interview with you with live feedback in the end. Obviously, this is not a part of the process. This is just for you to get some really good advice and perform better should you decide to enter the process.
Yeah, and on that note, like I definitely don't want any of you getting nervous about mock interviews. It truly is something that you get to practice. So what will happen is you'll break into small groups of about 5, and you'll have a recruiter there with you, and they'll ask you live questions, either behavior or hypothetical questions in the small group, and you'll all be able to practice and give feedback. And it's really just more of a learning opportunity. So, and it does not reflect whatsoever in your actual interview. I just want to make that very clear.
That's a very good point. So enough of work. After the end of this day, we will be doing a fun activity around Dublin. We'll keep it as a surprise. Yeah. We'll keep it as a surprise. It's going to be fun. You're going to have a good overview of Dublin, which is a fantastic city. And we're going to have some time to spend and hang out with each other. And day 3 is going to be around the culture. So Google's culture is really, really big and very unique, and we really wanted to give you a sense of this. So we're going to be doing some workshops around personal branding, as well as some TEDx speakers will be in Dublin to entertain you and inspire you, I would even say. And there's going to be a graduation ceremony with a lot of fun. Again, some surprises, a lot of surprises, some competitions. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And unfortunately, day 3 is also the goodbye day. So we're going to have to say goodbye and leave you with some really good memories.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that. And a little bit more granular detail on the agenda. So everyone's flying or traveling in. Well, most everyone is traveling in on Tuesday, July 24th. So make sure you go straight to the Herbert Hotel. Check-in is at 3 p.m. If you get in before 3 p.m., you can leave your luggage with them and go walk around the city if you'd like. We will have a user guide available to you there from us. So we'll have tips on where to eat, maps, etc. So you will have something there at the hotel when you arrive from us in your room. So Wednesday, day 1 is the day that we begin. So we're also walking distance from the Herbert Hotel. So we're about a 20-25 minute walk. So you just make sure that you're at the Google Docs reception building by, I believe, 9:30 a.m. or 10 a.m. on Wednesday. Again, the agenda will be sent to you via the website. Also, the location will be sent to you via the website, so you'll know exactly where to go and when to be there. A lot of you might also be confused because you've been working with our vendor partners, Cogs and Marvel. Cogs and Marvel has been handling all the logistics behind the program. So they're the ones that are talking to you about your flight info, the hotel info, reimbursement info. So all the logistics is being handled by our partners. If you have questions about the actual program or other things like that, you would email us at the bold-team-EMEA alias. But like I said, so you'll be arriving Tuesday. On Tuesday night, you're going to have a $25 per diem. So that means you have $25 to spend for dinner that Google will reimburse for you. On Wednesday night, dinner will be taken care of with us at Google. On Thursday, we'll have the fun activity. And then after the activity, we're going to give you a €20 per diem. So you'll also have, after the fun activity, €20 to spend that we'll reimburse to you after that. And then on Friday, we're going to have a large party, which has a ton of food. So we expect everyone to eat their fill at the party on Friday. And then anyone, though, who has to spend spend the night on Friday night because they were unable to get a flight on Friday, you will be eligible for a 25 euro per diem for Friday night. And so keep in mind also all of the travel. So travel to and from the airport, please take the most reasonable mode of transport to and from the airport. Otherwise, on Friday, we will be providing a bus from Google to take you from Google to the airport after the graduation ceremony. So everything is going to be you would need to organize with the taxis or buses or shuttles to or from the airport, and then also the food, but keep your receipts. Most importantly, keep your receipts, because once you submit your receipt, Cogs and Marvels will be able to reimburse you very quickly. And but if you don't have your receipt, we're not guaranteed that we can reimburse you. So those are just some of the logistics around the agenda, but I'm very excited for the fun-packed, very thought out, lots of just very intentional thinking and planning going into this agenda. So with that, after the program ends, we go into the interview process. So we're prepping you during the program. We're teaching you everything you need to know. You're getting insight into Google, insight into the business. You're learning the products more carefully. You're learning how to sell products. You're learning all of these intricate details to help. You're getting practice interviews to help set you up to do your best in the interview. So by the time the interview comes, you guys are going to be superstars. You're going to be like, I can handle this. This is no problem. So, but I'm going to pass it off to Gina, who can tell just really quick, like 5 minutes about what to expect if you're applying and interviewing for an internship post-program, or if you're interviewing for a full-time position post-program.
Thanks, Becky. So hi, everyone. My name is Gina, and I'm a full-time recruiter here at Google. So I'm super excited about the program. Over the past 3 years of being a recruiter here, I've seen some amazing talent come through and who are currently at Google, whether they came through an internship or a full-time position. So really excited to meet you all when I come to Dublin. So what I'm going to spend the next few minutes doing is just running through kind of the interview process, whether you're an intern, going for an intern position or a full-time position, and also just doing kind of a quick overview of the different roles that you're going to be potentially interviewing for. So I suppose in terms of the roles that we have, when you would have done your initial call with the recruiter, so someone like myself or another one of my colleagues on the team, we would have discussed with you the 3 different roles that are available to you for an internship or a full-time role. So one of the roles that was on option is a role within our EMEA customer care team. So this is a role where you're going to be working with some of our top advertisers who are spending millions of euro every quarter on their advertising campaigns with us. So your role will be to really help them when they encounter issues or problems with their campaign. So it's a real kind of customer-centric role where you're going to be dealing directly with the clients and solving their issues and really kind of helping them get the most out of Google and their campaign with us. So some of you will be in the process of that for that role, and that's also known as a customer experience specialist role. The other role that we have on offer is within our Google marketing solutions team. So this is more of a kind of a sales type role where you're going to be working with the portfolio of clients, anywhere up to maybe 200 to 250 SMBs, so small to medium businesses, and you're essentially going to be their account manager. So you're going to be working with them on their account optimization when it comes to Google AdWords, and really helping them get the most out of Google and kind of advising them on where they should spend their budget with us. And it is a sales role, so you would be working towards kind of quarterly revenue targets. So someone who kind of has an interest in sales or working towards targets, or again working with customers, this is a great role. And finally, the third role that some of you will be in consideration for is within our kind of newest organization, so Google Cloud. So this role is called Enterprise Customer Development Representative. So this is where you're going to be working with the Google Cloud platform, and you're going to be working with some of our enterprise clients, so clients who are spending in excess of 20 million euro per annum with Google Cloud products. So I suppose it's kind of more of, it's not really a sales role, it's more of a strategic type role where you're going to be working with some of the senior field sales representatives and doing a lot of market research and helping them put together proposals to win over big clients. So some kind of different roles there, but you'll learn a lot more about the different organizations throughout the program and get a real insight into those roles. So kind of to move on to the kind of interview process and what to expect. So for those of you who are in the process for a full-time role, so those of you who are kind of going to graduate in the next few months or early next year, the process for a full-time position is you will do a phone interview, which has already been scheduled. That will take place after the event. So you should have notification of that already. So that will be with a member of the business. So someone who's currently working one of these teams, and it'll be conducted over telephone. So if that goes well, which I'm sure it will, the next stage in the process is 3 to 4 what we call on-site interviews. Now these will more than likely be conducted over Google Hangouts, because you will already have been in Dublin. So I suppose just to make it a bit easier for you, we'll do them over Google Hangouts. It's something that we do quite regularly. So you'll do 3 to 4 interviews, kind of back to back on the same day. Generally, it's about 3. And then if those interviews go well, the next stage in the process is the committee review stage. So here at Google, we have a hiring committee. It's quite unique to the company. And basically, the purpose of this is to ensure that anyone that we hire into Google is someone who's going to have a long-lasting career and not someone who's, I suppose, just a fit for this particular role right now. So throughout the interview process, we'll assess you on different attributes, which I'll run through in the next few slides. But we want to make sure that you have the right kind of problem-solving skills, analytical skills, leadership skills, and that you can see what you can add to the culture here. And the committee is made up of a group of directors and VPs of Google. They will review kind of a hiring summary to make sure that they're happy with all the feedback that's in there and so on. And if they're happy with everything that's in there and they give us the green light, we can officially extend you out an offer. So on average, the process kind of generally takes about 4 to 5 weeks, but that can vary depending on, availability to interview or certain circumstances. So that's the process for a full-time position. And then for the business internship, so some of you will be in the process for an internship here at Google, which can last anything from 3 to 6 to 9 months. The process for the internship is a bit shorter. So you won't do a phone interview. You'll actually go straight to doing 2 to 3 interviews via Hangout, and if they go well, you will then go to the committee stage, and if the committee are happy with that, we can then extend you out an offer. So it's a bit shorter for an internship. And then just to quickly talk you through kind of what we look for in the interview process, and you'll get a briefing on this throughout the program as well, which will really be beneficial for you when it actually comes to the interview stage, as Caroline and Becky said. So the things that we look at in the interview process are kind of different attributes, and the main ones that we look for are things that we call GCA, so general cognitive ability. So that's basically assessing how a candidate thinks, so kind of their problem solving and analytical skills. So that will be one of the attributes that's assessed. Another one that will be assessed in the process is what we call role-related knowledge. So you're an understanding of the position, your motivations for a role. So say, for example, it's a role in Google Cloud. So are you kind of motivated and really passionate about Google Cloud? Have you done your research on the different products or the actual role itself, what it entails, assessing your understanding of the position? And then we also assess something that we see as really important is your leadership skills. So I suppose this is more so demonstrating your ability to be a leader, as opposed to, not necessarily having a lot of previous experience as a manager. That's not necessarily is what we're looking for. It's someone who can demonstrate good leadership skills and has those skills that are going to kind of benefit them in the future at Google, and can they be a future leader? And finally, the fourth thing that we look at is Googliness. So I suppose this is one that's a bit harder to define. People kind of have different definitions of it, but what I kind of see it as is how you're able to work as part of a team, how you always do the right thing by your customers, your colleagues, and your clients, and also kind of your ability to be able to thrive in ambiguous situations, or your focus on self-development. So that's a really big component of the interview process as well. So throughout the process, what we always tell candidates to use, and some of you will probably be really familiar with this from maybe being in the process for other interviews, is the STAR method. So that's something that will really help you do well in your interviews. So it just gives you a really good structure to to your answers when answering interview questions at Google. And it's something that interviewers would like to see. They want to see a good structure, and they want to see an answer have a good flow. So what it stands for, it's STAR. So the S stands for the situation that you're in. So if you're asked for an example of a time that maybe you demonstrated good leadership skills. So you explain the situation that you were in. T stands for the task. So what was a task that you're actually faced with? A stands for the action. So what was the action that you took in order to be successful? And then R stands for the results. So being able to talk back to the interviewer about what the actual result or the outcome was. So by doing that, it gives a really good structured approach, and it's really easy for the interviewer to follow the flow of the answer. So we'll be going through a lot of this in more detail at the event. As Caroline said, we have a GCA interview workshop session. So like recruiters like myself will be there to kind of do like mock interviews with you, and it's really relaxed. You're not going to be assessed in it. It's an opportunity for you to learn and to get feedback from a recruiter at Google as well. So hopefully that will help you prepare for your actual interviews, and I'm sure you'll do really well in those.
They're going to rock the interviews.
They are.
I know it. And one thing I want to thank you so much for that detail. So like we said, you have a 3-day, program with us where you're soaking in all this knowledge and really getting real life experience in the day-to-day of these roles. And but just keep in mind as well, if we interview you we've selected you to interview for a role based off of your past experience and us chatting with you and getting to know you. So, but with the cloud role in particular, we will be focusing on the enterprise customer development role. However, maybe down the line through the interview process, we might actually feel you could be stronger for the GMS role, or if you're interviewing for GMS and we feel you could be better for GCC or vice versa, or another position like cloud inside sales rep becomes available. We might be able to shift you at that point, but right now where we are with the business needs and how we feel you match up with the business, you are selected for a specific team in a specific role. But just be open-minded that maybe down the road, maybe in your second or third interview or something, our recruiters might actually optimize you to switch to a new team or new role, at which point we would prepare you and give you notice and everything as well for that. But thank you for the tips. You will get a lot more tips during the program as well. So with that, I'm going to jump into FAQ section to answer some of the most frequently asked questions that we've been seeing. So we've sent you a few RSVPs. I've looked over the RSVP list. We looked over the Androidify questionnaire. And so I try to collect all of the thematic questions that I kept seeing over and over again to try to answer succinctly for you. So when coming to the program, one of the most frequently asked questions was, how do I prepare? What do I prepare? How do I prepare for this program? So really, there's not much you have to do. We just want you to bring your smiley, wonderful selves to the program, be open to learning, be open to having new experiences, making new friends. That is really, there's nothing much to prepare. Now, you do know the position that you will be interviewing for. So if you want to do some research on your own about the Google Marketing Solutions team or the EMEA Customer Care team or the cloud team before coming to the event, I do suggest doing that, just so when you're at the program, you soak in a little bit more as you're hearing things, and things might resonate a little bit more because you're aware of the team you're interviewing for and more in depth about how that team functions. So if you want to do a little bit of research before coming to the program on the team you're interviewing with, I would suggest that, or all the teams that will be presenting. That would be a great suggestion. Other than that, I would suggest bringing maybe a little extra room in your luggage, because we may or may not be sending you home with some goodies. So just keep in mind that you might want a little extra room just in case we send you home with some good stuff. Also, you don't have to bring laptops. If you want to bring your laptop, you can. However, most of the sessions will all be closed laptops, so you wouldn't be really able to use them anyways. So if you really, really want your laptop, definitely bring it, but you don't need it for the program or for any of the 3 days. So it's really up to you. The next is dress code. So we are a business casual company. So what we're wearing would be totally fine if you want to wear jeans and a t-shirt, or if you'd like to dress up, you can dress up. We just ask that you wear appropriate clothing. But other than that, we celebrate diversity. We want you to be your full self and bring your full self to us. So however you best feel represented, please come dressed that way. As long as it's appropriate, we don't have a problem at all. I know I'll be wearing jeans and a t-shirt the whole time, most likely. Maybe one day I'll don a heel. Who knows? It depends how I feel. But it's really up to you all what you want to wear. Let me see, what else did we have? So like I said, also reimbursements for travel. So anytime you're traveling, keep your receipts to or from the airport. Anytime you buy dinner, keep your receipt so that we can reimburse you. And then
just a few questions.
Oh, yeah. Real quick though. Yep, extra room period of visiting. Oh, visiting Googlers really quick during the program. If you know any Googlers here, that is up to you to coordinate visiting with them during our program. Please do not visit with them actually during our program. If you want to have an early morning breakfast or a late dinner with them or on the last day, you can definitely do that. Please just don't try to meet up with Googlers during the day during our program time. We will also, one thing to point out, breakfast is provided every morning at the hotel. So when you wake up, before you come into Google, have breakfast at the hotel. We will have coffee and like croissants in the morning, but we won't have a big breakfast. So make sure you eat at the hotel. And now I'll jump to the questions I'm seeing here. There's 3. Okay. Also, Cedric, I saw earlier your puppy emoji and I love it. I just wanted to point out that poor Teddy has a cold. So I apologize for his sneezing earlier. He's out with Mama getting medicine right now. So he has a little cold. Okay. When will start a position of intern if we're successful during the recruitment process? Do you want to take that?
Yeah, so I think generally the internships take place over the summer months. So the most common time to do an internship would be kind of June, July, August, September. But depending on the market and the team that you're going to, some of them actually start in January, and some of them might last 6 months, or some of them might last up to 7 or 8 months. So this is something that you would discuss with your recruiter, and they would obviously take into account your availability, because obviously some people would have different availability depending on kind of their university schedule and so on. So this is something that you can discuss with the recruiter that you're put in touch with after your interview.
Thank you. Okay, and then we have Federica. So hello, hi. As you mentioned, full-time positions are available to students graduating early 2019. I will be graduating in June 2019, but I have a 40-minute call scheduled for late July. Is this okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Sorry, I think I said it when I did my kind of overview there, that it's a full-time position is for someone graduating in early 2019, but it's actually 2019. So yeah, if you're graduating in June 2019, that's absolutely fine for a full-time position. You'll do your phone interview, say this July, and then if that goes well, you would do your hangout interviews in maybe August time, and then if you get through the process, we would hopefully be able to look at a start date for kind of July or August 2019.
Awesome. And then we have a question in regards to the internship. You thought that it would be conducted during the program. So no interviews will actually be conducted during the program. We have full days of sessions, workshops. We have fun activities, meeting previous bold immersioners, current interns, leaders at Google. We have TEDx speaker. We have you jam-packed with awesome experiences for 3 days. And then after the program, so our scheduling team, they're called staffing services team, they should be reaching out to you and have been notifying you that you've been scheduled for an interview post-program. So interviews will start the week after the program to maybe a month after the program, depending on the availability that you stated in the form. And so for the intern interviews, it'll be 2 GVC, so Google Hangout interviews. Hopefully back to back if they were able to get them back to back. Sometimes they can't get the 30-minute interviews back to back. So maybe you would have one in the morning, one in the afternoon, etc. But yes, the intern interviews will be 2 30-minute GVC Google Hangout interviews after the program. And same with a full-time interview. It'll be 1 phone call with the business after the program. And then depending on how you do during that 1 business phone call, will determine if we move to on-site interviews. 2 more questions. Too many gadgets over here. Thanks for your answer, but what about sorry.
It's good. Yeah, further down.
Further down. If you have eating restrictions, so you can email the bold-team-amia@google.com for any eating restrictions. I have taken all up. So when we sent the RSVP email and we asked, do you have any dietary restrictions? I have been taking all of those into account when considering our lunches and dinners. So, but if you forgot to fill that part out or anything has changed, please feel free to email. Then we'll incorporate any restrictions into the diet as well. And then, okay. And then Frederica, awesome. So if you choose to take a master's degree, would I be able to convert to an internship?
So that is something that
she's going.
So if master's started in 2019.
After completing the
internship. Yeah.
No, I think it's if she was in the process at the moment for a full-time role,
mm-hmm.
And she decided to do a master's, which was mentioned in the original Bold interview. So that is something, Frederica, that we would need to kind of know. I suppose if you're in the process for the full-time position, our ideal situation is that we would say offer you a role for a full-time position. But we would need to be made aware before that would be the case if you were doing a master's, just so we would know, because we wouldn't be able to hold an offer until, say, 2020
mm-hmm.
when you graduate from the master's for a full-time role. So, it's just best to kind of keep us informed throughout the program and as you go through the interview process as to what your situation is. And we'd be able to advise best then.
Yeah, it'd be best if you could let us know as soon as possible, because then we can adjust your interview as well. So instead of interviewing you for a full-time position, we could adjust to interviewing you for an internship position. So if you just don't mind emailing us at bold-team-amia and letting us know when exactly you plan to graduate, that way we can help prep our teams and our business and you as best as we can, because we want to set you up for success. Hi, Elisa. So is there a preferred time to check in at the hotel? Check-in is at 3 p.m. So I don't know, like you could try and get in earlier. Maybe they'll have the rooms available. I never know. Sometimes hotels do. But so whenever you arrive, I would just recommend just going straight to the hotel anyways. See if they can check you in. If they can, great. If not, then you at least could leave your luggage with them and go explore until check-in at 3. Their detailed program, I like to for the. Yes, there is a detailed plan. And so after this, we're going to be sharing this video. We're going to be sharing the website. The website has the agenda details. Keep in mind, the agenda details are pretty much solidified, but there may be some adjustments depending on our activity and things. There's a couple things still in the works, but the agenda is pretty much solidified. So it'll be detailed and on the website, and all of our FAQ answers will be on the website as well. One thing, I don't see any new questions right now, but I do want to cover a couple more things. So any of you who require travel visas, please, please, please email me. You all know my email address. Please email me directly on whether or not you were able to get your travel visa, because I'm going to be worrying about you until I know that you can make the program. So please let me know if you have received your travel visa or where you are in the process there. Also, you will not be able to attend the program if you do not sign the NDA, the non-disclosure agreement. So on the website as well, there will be a link to the non-disclosure agreement. Please make sure to sign that. What that basically is saying that we're going to be sharing a lot of insight to Google. You're going to be able to shadow the teams directly. You're going to be potentially exposed to clients, etc. So what that means is that you're not going to share this confidential and private information externally. So please make sure to sign the NDA. Join the G+ community group. I've loved reading everyone's posts so far. You guys have been posting such great pictures and interests and hobbies, and I love getting to know you. I want you all to get to know each other so that when you come in 2 weeks, you already feel like you have a small family. Actually, it's a pretty big family. There's 63 people, so that's a big family. But that you'll have a big, wonderful, close-knit family. So please join the G+ community, post the G+ community so we can get to know you and connect. Also, please remember this. I know this sounds ridiculous, but please remember your passport or whatever ID that you need. We had this happen last year where students forgot their passport. So please, please, please get your passport, get whatever national ID that you need, bring it to the airport. Also, please do not miss your flight. We will not be able to reimburse you if you miss your flight and have to get a new flight. So if you're worried about traffic or trains shutting down or anything like that, please make sure you get to the airport plenty ahead of time, and just so that we can guarantee you making your flight and getting here. If you do, if there are your flight's delayed or anything like that, please email Cogs and Marvel and let them know what's going on with your flight. And since they're handling the logistics, they'll be able to help you out directly there. And then, so like I said, when we are done here, we're going to follow up either today or tomorrow with the YouTube video, the website, and any last minute reminders. Otherwise, do you guys have anything to add before?
Have fun. Enjoy this opportunity.
Yeah, we're so excited. You were all selected so carefully, and we're so excited. You all have a reason to be here. We're excited to have you join us at our Google home here in Dublin. We're excited for you to get to know us, and we're excited to get to know you better. And so if you need anything, remember to email the bold-team-EMEA@google.com or Cogs and Marvel, depending on what your question is. Other than that, we'll see you soon. See you in 2 weeks.
Bye to you.
Bye. Bye. Hold it.